On our 1-year anniversary, Chloe threw me into a gamble. She knew I had a knack for cards and wanted me to cheat to win her a tricky project. She coaxed me, "Help me win this, and I'll marry you." I was about to agree when I overheard her childhood friend ask, "If they wanted me, would you still agree so easily?" Chloe didn't say a word, just turned to kiss him passionately. I didn't say anything either, but at the card game, I dealt a royal flush to the other side. It was our 1-year anniversary. Chloe sent a new suit and picked me up from school. I was excited, thinking we were going to have a private celebration, but that excitement faded when I stepped onto her private yacht. I quickly realized this wasn't a date just for the two of us. All of Chloe's close friends were on board, including her golden boy, Ryan. Ryan had never liked me, not from the first moment Chloe introduced me to her circle. He'd stormed out after breaking a glass, and since then, he barely showed up whenever I was around. Today, however, seemed different. Someone asked him, "What brings you here today, Ryan?" He just smirked at me and said, "With a show to watch, why not?" Chloe frowned at him, a clear warning in her eyes, then tightened her grip on my hand and led me to a private room. Despite Chloe standing up for me, I felt a deep sense of unease. That feeling peaked when I saw the card table and the woman sitting at it. Anna sat at the head of the table in a black coat, casually twirling chips like she owned the place. Chloe brought me forward. "Anna, my chips are here. You better keep your word." This was all the validation my unease needed. I asked nervously, "What chips?" Chloe patted my head softly, like I was a pet. "I'll explain later, okay?" "You can explain now," Anna interrupted, her voice cool. She looked me over, then glanced away as if bored. "I don't like forcing people. If Mark agrees, the game starts. Otherwise, let tonight be," she raised an eyebrow, "a celebration of your anniversary." She picked up her cigarettes and left the room. "What does she mean by the game?" I asked Chloe softly. Chloe rubbed my hand. "Mark, do you like me?" I nodded instinctively. Of course I did. Miss Chloe had always been so good to me. "You said you'd do anything for me. Is that true?" I hesitated, and she replied, "What is it?" Chloe pushed the cards and a contract toward me. The game tonight was a bet between her and Anna. If Chloe lost, she'd have to send me to Anna for a night. If she won, Anna's new project would be hers for free. I froze, the realization sinking in with a cold shiver. My voice shook. "You're sending me to Anna?" Chloe paused, then chuckled softly. "How could I bear to? Just help me this once." She placed the cards in my hands. "You're dealing. We won't lose, right?" My mind flashed back to the gory scenes of my youth. Fear gripped me unexpectedly. "Miss Chloe, I can't. What if they find out?" I clung to her hand, stumbling over my words. "You know my dad." "I know," Chloe interrupted softly, holding me close. "I'm aware of everything." She'd learned that Anna was a card novice who wouldn't catch on. But I was terrified. My dad was caught cheating. His hands were cut off, his pride destroyed. He jumped from the 12th floor. I liked Chloe, and I felt I owed her kindness and loyalty for everything she'd done for me. Yet, the thought of what happened to my dad scared me senseless. I tried to refuse, keeping my head down. "I don't want to do this." "Mark, this project is important to me," Chloe interrupted, holding me gently. Her tone was so warm it bordered on pleading. "I need it to prove my worth in managing the company to my mother. With this project, I have the leverage to negotiate my future." She looked at me intently. "Mark, I'm doing this for our future." I was startled. "Our future?" Chloe smiled, planting a soft kiss on my forehead. Silly boy. To marry you, of course. Her phone rang just then, and she let me go. I'll step out to take this call. If you're scared, we'll think of something else. Her words exploded like fireworks in my chest. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I felt lightheaded, her promise to marry you echoing in my mind. I never thought Chloe wanted to marry me. I knew the gap between us. Chloe was born with a silver spoon. I was just a weed in the dirt. Chloe was kind to me. She even rescued me and stood up for me in front of her friends. But our vastly different backgrounds and social statuses made me hesitant to ever give her my all. With her, it seemed I just took and took. As Chloe started to leave, I held her hand. Let me think it over, okay? 10 minutes later, I made my decision. I decided to help Chloe this once. It wasn't just for her, but for myself, too. I wanted to stay with Chloe. As for Anna, my mind drifted back to our first meeting. Her stern eyes, her aristocratic air, all of it contrasted by an unexpected forwardness. I'd heard she had been lost as a child, and when she finally came back home, she was spoiled by 3 generations of her family, which made her develop a rebellious and ruthless personality. Anyone who upset her would simply disappear from the city by the next day. I couldn't afford to mess with Anna. So I decided I had to win this game for Chloe. Maybe that was also my way of staying away from Anna for good. The sea breeze was cool. I took a long walk before I found Chloe. She was on the deck, her back toward me, smoking and chatting with her friends. I was about to approach when I accidentally brushed my thigh against something sharp on the railing. My pants tore, and a bit of blood seeped from my inner thigh. Pain surged through me, but I didn't want to distract Chloe from what she was doing. I wiped the blood off with my hand and tried to stand up straight. That's when I overheard my name in their conversation. I didn't expect Anna to really show up today. Is she really interested in Mark? One friend asked. Honestly, Chloe, you help Mark so much, so why not just let him spend a night with Anna? Another said. Chloe took a long drag on her cigarette and replied indifferently, I wouldn't let a man I fancy sleep with her. Ryan, standing next to her, let out a sarcastic laugh. Chloe, are you addicted to playing the romantic? Who was it that said Mark was too pretentious to sleep with anyone? Ryan's words felt like a thunderclap in my ears. The scene of my first encounter with Chloe flashed through my mind. After my dad jumped from that building, my mom couldn't handle the blow, and her health declined rapidly until she passed away, leaving a massive medical debt behind. I started working in a club to pay it off, and got drugged one night by a troublesome guest. When I was about to be taken away in my dazed state, Chloe stepped in and helped me. Since then, she'd frequently appeared in my life. It turns out it was all fake. A setup from the very start. Even the dangers I faced. Were they her doing? The salty sea breeze grazed the wound on my thigh, sending a sharp pain coursing through me. Too late. I laughed at myself bitterly. It seemed that the so-called gifts fate gave me had already been tagged with a price. Shut up, Chloe interrupted them irritably. Don't let Mark hear this. Her tone was serious, and the playful mood around them quieted down. Chloe rubbed her temples and said, Mark will agree to help me. Ryan asked, How can you be so sure? Because I said I'd marry him. Chloe paused, a hint of pride in her voice. He's easy to lift up, just like when we first met, easily falling into place. Ryan froze for a moment before bursting into laughter. And he really believed it? He leaned into Chloe, giving her a kiss. And if he finds out we were in the same bed last night, what will you do? So maybe shut up, okay? Ryan persisted. If Anna wanted me today, would you agree to the bet so quickly? Chloe didn't say anything. She just turned to face him and kissed him deeply, right in front of everyone. The sound of their lips and the rowdy cheering from their friends felt like countless bugs crawling into my skin with the sea breeze, gnawing at my bones and making me sick to my stomach. Only after they pulled apart did I snap back to reality. I stumbled back a couple of steps and bumped into the railing, making just enough noise to catch their attention. Chloe turned first, and seeing me, her smile froze. She instinctively wiped her mouth and trotted over. I forced myself to stay calm and shook my head slightly, pretending I saw nothing strange. Chloe heaved a sigh of relief. But I was trembling. I lowered my eyes. Maybe I just haven't dealt cards in so long. I'm a bit nervous. Chloe paused, surprise lighting up her face. Mark, you agreed? I looked up, staring straight into her eyes. Chloe, you really want to win, right? Chloe was soaking in the joy of me agreeing to help her, too caught up to notice the tears welling in my eyes. Thank you, Mark. She held my face. I'm going to marry you. I definitely will. She tried to kiss me, but I turned my head slightly. Someone's watching, I said, pointing not far away. Ryan stood there with a dark expression, his fingers nearly tearing the hem of his shirt. Returning to the table, I took my place as the dealer. Anna was already back in her seat, looking rather indifferent. She eyed me and Chloe holding hands, showing neither excitement for the game nor anticipation of victory. Her gaze was dark, as she said sarcastically, Mr. Mark seems so deeply in love with Miss Chloe. Chloe raised her eyebrows, showing off as she lifted our clasped hands. Mark is my good luck charm. With him, I won't lose. Then she whispered in my ear, Mark, you won't let yourself lose, right? I smiled. Of course. But Chloe, I'm planning to make you lose. The game was 3 rounds. I let Chloe win the first 2. Feeling exhilarated, she went all in after the first 3 cards were dealt, pushing all her chips to the middle. She bet her most important contract, added in lots of cash and real estate, and even threw her ring onto the table, forgetting that it was our matching couple ring I bought with half a year's wages from my part-time job. The ring rolled to the foot of the table, unnoticed by Chloe. Over on the other side, Anna wasn't even interested anymore, lazily throwing in a few chips. Chloe sneered, Miss Anna, I didn't expect you to be such a sore loser, only betting so little. Anna smirked, no longer pretending, openly mocking her. Not like Miss Chloe, using even a lover as a bet. She added, Guess you don't love him that much. Only a fool would fall for someone like you. Her eyes fixed on me, as if she could devour me in the next second. I pretended not to notice and quickly turned over the cards. Chloe was certain she'd win. Miss Anna, thanks for the game, but... Then she froze. Her reaction was so strong, Anna had to look at the cards herself. Her eyes widened, disbelief written all over her face as she looked at me. Anna's hand was a royal flush. Anna won this round. Chloe sat down in a daze for a long time. Her friends tried calling her name, but she didn't respond. Not until Ryan rushed over, trying to slap me, but Anna pushed him to the ground. He lay there, eyes red, pointing at me and yelling, Wasn't Chloe good enough for you? You ungrateful fraud! We had an agreement! Chloe rushed over to cover his mouth before he could finish. It wasn't losing that piece of land or me that worried Chloe most. It was the fear of Ryan impulsively revealing her scheme against Anna. She couldn't afford the repercussions of that. Only now did I realize how much Chloe feared the outcome of crossing Anna. And yet she made me take on the risk. I was stupid enough to believe her and let her manipulate me. Perhaps she underestimated me because I never showed my hand with a royal flush. Or maybe she was just too confident in my feelings for her. Chloe didn't consider that I might have deliberately let her lose. When Anna led me away, Chloe's gaze even had a hint of guilt. The wind at the pier was harsh. She seemed cold, but her embrace was warm, and she smelled clean and comforting. Chloe chased after us, trying to hand over my scarf. I refused, avoiding eye contact, speaking just loud enough. "You promised you wouldn't give me to Anna." Chloe's pupils dilated with a flicker of pain, but she still wouldn't risk falling out with Anna over me. Instead, she tried to soothe me. "I'll pick you up tomorrow, okay?" Chloe stepped forward, attempting to hold my hand. I deliberately moved closer to Anna. "No need." I stared at her, saying slowly, "Let's break up, Chloe. You tricked me once, now I get to strike back. We're even. No more ties." Chloe frowned. "Don't say silly things." "That's you saying silly things." Anna tossed something to Chloe, the land contract. Chloe reached to grab it, dropping the scarf in her hand. It was like a boundary line, completely separating our worlds. "Just a piece of land," Anna scoffed. "Consider it a prize for treating a pearl like a dime-a-dozen gem." Finishing, she looked at me, pulling me into the car. The Maybach drove smoothly down the road. I stared blankly at the ring on my hand, forgetting to take it off. Anna reached over, slipped it off, and tossed it out the window. Her voice was cool. "You miss it?" I shook my head. "Just wondering why you gave her the contract." "I want it. If you didn't want it, you should have given it to me. Not that I'd dare say it. If Anna found out I cheated, I'd probably disappear from the city by tomorrow." The thought made me shiver. I tried pulling my hand back instinctively, but she held it tight, interlocking her fingers with mine. She seemed to know what I was thinking. "Do you want it?" I suppressed my heartbeat, looking at her, lying through my teeth as I shook my head. "You want it. It should be yours." Anna blinked, a mischievous smile curling her lips. I didn't understand her smile's meaning before she leaned in to kiss me. Panicking, I covered my mouth with my hand. "You said you wouldn't force yourself on people." "Oh," Anna kissed my hand. "I'm not someone who keeps my word. Haven't you heard?" With that, she pulled me closer by the waist. Anna leaned in, her lips almost touching my ear. "I thought you set me up to win because you liked me." I shoved her away. "I don't like you." Anna raised an eyebrow. "So you admit to setting it up?" I instantly realized Anna had tricked me into confessing. My heart skipped a beat, and my back went cold. I averted my gaze, pretending to be calm. "I don't know what you're talking about." Anna pinched my cheek. "Mark, you think I didn't see through your little tricks? You started cheating for Chloe from the first round to make her drop her guard." I made sure the 2 rounds of cards seemed random. I never thought I'd get caught by a supposed newbie, from Chloe's words. I was stunned. "Then why didn't you call me out, then? If you did, you could have stopped the game and used it against Chloe." The car stopped gently in front of a hillside villa. Anna snorted. "I can deal with you now, too." The villa was brightly lit. We hid in the bedroom door, kissing. In my ears, there was only the sound of our lips and tongues intertwining. Anna's kiss was almost gentle, unlike her. She lightly nipped, then softly licked, before fully immersing herself. Her scent filled my every breath. After a while, she let go, resting her forehead against mine. "Why aren't you dodging this time?" I gasped for fresh air. "Isn't this what you want?" Anna lightly bit my lower lip. "Just giving it because I want it?" Her kiss left me weak as I instinctively lifted her, straddling her around my waist, yielding. If a single night could solve everything, doing it with Anna might not be so bad. As my thoughts wandered, Anna was leading me to the bathroom. She slowly unbuttoned my shirt. By the time it was nearly undone, I gasped, holding her hand. She kissed my cheek softly, asking, "What is it?" I bit my lip. "After tonight, can we forget about my cheating? Don't tell anyone, or come looking for me. Wipe the slate clean." I looked up at her. "Please?" She rebuttoned my shirt. Anna's face darkened immediately. "No." "So what do you want then?" I grew a bit anxious. "At least I let you win in the end. Shouldn't be worth my life, right? You gave the project to Chloe. You can't blame me. You don't really want to dump me in the ocean or bury me, do you?" Anna watched me steadily for a moment, then turned away, taking deep breaths, genuinely vexed, it seemed. "Mark, you know I like you, don't you? You know what I want. You really don't understand. I want us to be together." From the first time we met, Anna made no effort to hide her interest in me. Even when she knew I was Chloe's boyfriend, she just shrugged it off with a little smile, then that cheeky comment about leaving Chloe to be with her. Isn't that what the bet with Chloe was for too? I was a bit stunned, so I leaned in and gave her a tentative kiss on the cheek. "Isn't that what you want?" Anna looked at me, expressionless. A few seconds later, she laughed and wriggled out of my hug. "You can take your time showering," she said. By the time I finished showering, Anna hadn't returned to the room. Instead, the housekeeper brought in a late-night snack. Piping hot chicken porridge filled the air with a delicious aroma. I hadn't eaten all day, to fit into the suit Chloe picked for me. The smell made me realize how hungry I was. "No ginger in this porridge, sir. You can safely eat it." "How'd you know I don't eat ginger?" I asked. The housekeeper smiled. "Miss Anna specifically mentioned it." "Auntie, what's taking you so long?" A clear voice came from outside the room. The words were sharp, and it didn't sound like she was in a good mood. I couldn't see her, just hear her voice. I didn't understand why Anna was mad, but it seemed like she genuinely wanted nothing to do with me. Since I couldn't leave the villa tonight, I just ate the porridge and crawled into bed. Surprisingly, despite usually being picky about beds, I quickly started to feel sleepy on this unfamiliar one. Who knows how long I was asleep before I felt a cold sensation on my leg. I opened my eyes abruptly and found Anna staring at me. The only light in the room was from a single lamp. Anna was sitting by the bed, treating the wound on my leg. She didn't react when I woke up, just blew gently on the injury. On instinct, I tried to pull my leg away, but Anna held it firmly. "Don't move," she scolded. "Can't you feel the pain? If this were any deeper, you'd need stitches." I opened my mouth, my voice hoarse. "It's not too bad." After everything today, the physical pain was overshadowed by what was going on inside. But now, all I could feel was the warmth from Anna's hand, like a small torch gradually growing into a fire. By the time I snapped back, Anna had already packed up the first aid kit. She turned off the bedside lamp and got up to leave. In the darkness, I tugged on the hem of her pajamas. "Don't you want me?" Anna took my hand and placed it back under the blanket. "I was on that boat today to watch you break up with Chloe, in front of everyone. When she wanted to use you as part of a bet, you should have pushed back, not agreed to help." Anna sat by the window, trying to keep her voice calm. "Mark, do you know how I felt all night? Watching you at the poker table made me jealous and scared. I kept thinking, what if it wasn't just me? What if you got caught cheating by someone serious? Do you know what could have happened?" Even though she was talking about her feelings, her words unearthed my deepest fears. I could have ended up like my dad. The thought made me shudder, and I made a promise I wasn't sure to whom. Never again. Anna paused, then smiled a bit, self-deprecatingly. Her voice dropped. But you let me win, and I got so happy, foolishly thinking you really wanted to be with me. A quiet sigh filled the room. I rushed it. Get some sleep. I'll take you back to school tomorrow. And as you wish, today's events are forgiven. True to her word, Anna had a driver take me back to school first thing in the morning. I was relieved she kept her promise, but I didn't expect that promise to last only 24 hours. The very next day, she showed up at my part-time job at the coffee shop. She stayed the whole afternoon. By the time I served her the 5th cup of coffee, I couldn't help but say something. 5 cups in 2 hours? Aren't you worried about heart palpitations? Anna's eyes brightened. You care about me? Not really. She'd ordered hot Americanos and insisted a specific barista, me, make them. It caught my co-worker's attention earlier. The manager even joked in my ear, "The girl by the window must be into you, trying to get your attention." It was throwing me off my game. I shrugged. You said you'd let it go. I did, Anna said with a shrug. But I didn't say I wouldn't like you. Or stop pursuing you. Anna, I felt my ears heat up. Can you not say these things in public? What part? Liking you? Or pursuing you? So when is a good time to say it? Anna took a sip of her coffee, leaning on the table to look at me. Mark, why are you so well-behaved in front of others, but always act like a hedgehog with me? Am I that special to you? I knew she was joking, but the words caught me off guard. I was used to behaving around others, being polite as a means to an end. When I stayed at my aunt's, my good behavior was the only reason they tolerated having me around. At school, teachers and professors often gave me more work-study opportunities because of it. And with Chloe, it earned me her affection, or so I thought. But that facade didn't seem to hold up in front of Anna. She always found a way to bring out my real self. Was it possible she really was that special? No, it couldn't be. I pushed my emotions down, collecting the empty cups on the table, offering a polite smile. Since Miss Anna likes hot Americanos, have some more. Anna sighed. You're putting on that mask again. Is it exhausting? I ignored her. Thanks for supporting our shop. I started to turn away when she stopped me. Wait. She cleared her throat, sounding a bit proud. I got back that project Chloe wanted. So? I asked, already having thought it. She pulled a check from her jacket and handed it to me. The winnings are yours. The check started with a 2 and trailed with 8 zeros. Anna took a call and left. I stared at the check, dazed, until the end of my shift. After closing the shop, a surprise visitor arrived. Chloe stepped in, likely after losing the project to Anna again. Her face looked awful. Dark circles stood out, making her seem run down. As she approached, I stopped her. Sorry, we're closed. Her voice cracked. Mark, I'm here to pick you up. I ignored her, walking past, but then she blocked me at the counter. Chloe had me cornered between her and the bar. That familiar sweet scent hit my nose again, and a wave of nausea washed over me. I frowned and reminded her coldly, Chloe, we've broken up. If you keep this up, I'll call the cops. Mark, don't say things you don't mean. She hadn't even finished when her gaze dropped to my neck. Her eyes turned icy. She touched you. I instinctively touched the side of my neck. That morning I'd noticed a small red mark, probably a bug bite. It did look like something more if you didn't look closely, but that didn't matter. Didn't you hand me to her? I replied, not bothering to hide the sarcasm. So whatever happens now is perfectly normal. Chloe slammed her fist on the table with a dull thud. You said you don't like forcing people. All lies. I didn't get why. Chloe seemed so shocked. Did she really think Anna was a saint? Or was it just that she was frustrated because the guy she couldn't have for a year was so easily won over by Anna? If it was the latter, I should have rubbed salt in the wound. She didn't force me. I wanted to, I said, looking her right in the eyes, cool as a cucumber. Anna is really gentle. Shut up! Chloe's face went pale with fury. She grabbed my wrist hard, her voice heavy. Mark, you're lying, right? You're just mad at me, aren't you? I didn't respond. I was done with this back and forth with Chloe, but she wasn't letting me go. Mark, it's okay. I won't hold it against you. We can forget everything and start over, okay? She was moving in for a kiss. I never wanted to lay hands on a woman, but Chloe's crazy antics were pissing me off. Just as I reached for the powder bottle to knock Chloe on the head, someone else pushed her away. Anna had returned. She noticed something was off and hurried to ask if I was okay. Chloe got up from the floor, her eyes red, looking like a beast showing its fangs. Mark, are you that pathetic? Just one night and you're clinging on like that? You really think Anna truly likes you? You think Anna's family would accept you? She hissed, a cruel laugh escaping her lips. Ryan was right. You're a fool! Her face twisted grotesquely with rage, veins bulging on her forehead. She hurled every insult imaginable at me, but strangely, I felt nothing inside. I just saw her as ugly. Anna, on the other hand, couldn't stand it and slapped Chloe several times. Seeing the scene spiraling out of control, I quickly stopped Anna. I know I'm a fool, I said, my voice steady. Foolish enough to fall for someone who drugged me just to play hero and date for a year without knowing why. Fool enough to think the person who wanted to dump me would marry me, even risking it all at the gambling table for her, even against my better judgment. My words made Chloe's face go whiter with each passing sentence, until she froze. You heard everything that day? She shakily asked. You saw it, didn't you? Chloe stood in shock for a while. Then, like she'd grabbed onto a lifeline, she said, sounding hopeful, You still promise to help me cheat. You love me, don't you? At this point, Chloe didn't fear crossing Anna anymore. But it was too little. Too late. I smiled as I told her the truth. It was just a royal flush. Something I could have dealt with easy. Chloe's face went completely white. Anna called her security and had Chloe escorted out. Anna then ushered me into a car with an unyielding grip. Inside, the air was oddly tense. She brought me into the car, but she didn't say a word. I hesitated before breaking the silence. Back there? Thanks. If I had smashed that powder bottle on Chloe, I probably would have gotten sued. But Anna didn't seem worried about that. Why'd you come back? Didn't you leave? I asked, but still no reply. My patience was running thin. If you don't say something, I'm getting out. Suddenly, she held onto my hand tightly. Only then did I realize we had been holding hands the whole time. I awkwardly tried to pull away, but she held on tighter. I didn't like what you said, Anna murmured. What was it that bothered her? Was it my made-up story about the night with her? Did she feel I'd ruined her reputation? Just as I was about to explain, Anna spoke first. I don't like you belittling yourself, to get back at Chloe or anyone. You're smart, not dumb at all, Anna said, intertwining her fingers with mine and holding tight. She looked up at me, firmly stating, You're great, really smart, not stupid at all. Blame Chloe for being such a jerk. She's the one who needs some sense knocked into her, she said, then looked down. Call me nosy or whatever, but those words, I can't stand them. They make me uncomfortable. Anna paused, clearly upset. Her thumb softly brushed the back of my hand, sending a tingling sensation through me. "Mark," she called. "Yeah?" I answered, snapping back to reality. "If anyone bullies you, I have many ways to handle them." Anna looked up. "But if you're the one at fault, I'm at a complete loss. Understand that?" Her eyes weren't cold anymore. There was a gentle, almost vulnerable look there. I opened my mouth, but every well-rehearsed thing I wanted to say vanished. All I felt was a warm sensation spreading inside. Anna's words felt like a turning point. After that, I didn't see Chloe again for a long time. I learned through texts from unknown numbers that Anna had cut off the funding to Chloe's family. To win Anna's favor, Chloe's father had punished her severely, revoked her position at the company, and sent her to live in the countryside, cutting off all outside contact. The messages ranged from curses to pleas to spare Chloe, showing an evolution of emotion so transparent it was clear who wrote them. I didn't reply or ask for Anna's mercy on her behalf. I was avoiding Anna, too. I pretended not to see her messages. I even quit my job at the coffee shop to focus on preparing for my entrance exams at school. But this girl was like air. She got in everywhere. A business project with the finance engineering professor needed someone to help proofread the data. I took on the job as usual and ended up meeting Anna in the campus conference room. I was also forced to show her around campus and grab some food. I deliberately took Anna to a small stir-fry place at the school gate, hoping to see her with her high-class demeanor feel awkward and out of place. But Anna didn't mind at all. Dressed in designer outfits, she was more familiar with the dive than I was. She ordered a few specialty dishes and specifically asked to leave out the ginger. Listening to her, my ears got hot, and it took a long time for my earlobes to cool down. Anna had already prepared the utensils and placed them in front of me. "If you keep rubbing, you'll rub them raw," she said. I put my hand down and awkwardly started. "I wanted to ask, last time, how did you know I don't eat ginger?" "It's a habit from childhood," she replied. Back then, my parents doted on me immensely, so picky eating was never criticized. But later, when living with others, I didn't have the right to be picky. Whenever I encountered ginger slices, I'd quietly pick them out. If they made it into my mouth, I'd choke them down silently. No one ever noticed. Anna tilted her head. "Do you really want to know?" I nodded. She placed a peeled shrimp in my bowl and said, "Eat up, and I'll take you somewhere." Anna took me to a villa halfway up the hill. I followed her to a tightly shut room by the basement entrance. "There aren't any photos of me in there, are there?" I asked, stopping abruptly. "Anna, you're not planning to lock me up, right? Like a creepy stalker watching their target's every move?" After all, Anna even knew the small detail that I didn't eat ginger. Anna paused at the door. Her shoulders shook slightly. "Mark, I'm not that crazy. Or, do you like that? I can learn," she said, curving a smile. "I don't like it," I said, ears hot with embarrassment. "Just open the door." The room had nothing weird in it, just a card table. Anna had me sit opposite her and casually picked up some cards. "What kind of hand do you want?" I knew this since last time. Anna isn't, as Chloe said, a beginner at cards. I'm usually secretive, but she saw right through me. I pressed my lips together, trying to make it difficult for her. "Royal flush." Anna said nothing, quietly setting up the cards. As she started, I was stunned. Anna played cards exactly like my dad. And the result was a royal flush, of course. "How come you—" Anna finished dealing, looked up, and saw my puzzled face. Sighing softly, We Jacksons really don't remember me at all, huh? Anna got lost at 3 years old and was sent to an orphanage. Soon, a couple from a nearby city adopted her. She had a happy life in her new home. Her mom was gentle and made lots of delicious food. Her dad would take her to a nearby park, teaching her all sorts of card tricks with her sitting on his lap. When Anna was 5, her mom got pregnant and had a chubby little brother named Jackson. The whole family adored him, including Anna. When Jackson was just a few months old, Anna would comfort him to sleep like a little adult. When Jackson turned 1, Anna held his hand as he wobbly took his first steps. When he first went to preschool, he cried all day, so Anna gave up her schooling just to accompany him. She thought life would continue this way. But when Jackson was 5, her parents inexplicably decided to send Anna away. Anna pleaded, crying, but they were resolute. Thus, she returned to the orphanage. At 12, Anna was found by her birth family. In the years following, she stopped recalling anything before she was 10. She thought she once resented her adoptive parents. Being abandoned is more hurtful than never being loved. As Anna told her story, deep-seated memories in my mind started to resurface. Fuzzy, fragmented scenes quickly pieced together in my mind. My sister holding my hand to preschool. My sister folding paper boats for me. My sister feeding me small cakes. Suddenly, my sister was gone. Mom cried as she told me that my sister left our family, perhaps for a better life. As a 5-year-old, I listened, confused. As time passed, more things happened at home, and I gradually forgot I even had a sister. Did you remember something? Anna asked. I nodded, then shook my head. Not much. This is probably your brain's self-protection mechanism. I almost forgot my name was even Jackson. My dad's situation back then got a lot of attention, and even made the local papers. My mom was scared I'd be bullied at school because of it, so she changed my name and moved us to a different city. I didn't want to remember either, Anna said, as she put the cards into a drawer. But even if you forget in your head, your body remembers. They didn't give you up on purpose, I told her, recalling my limited memory of my mom wiping tears whenever she mentioned my sister. I walked over to Anna and sat close to her. After hesitating a bit, I placed my hand over hers. Mom got sick, and it cost a lot of money, I explained. Dad took a road of no return because of it. Anna said nothing, just turned her palm to hold mine. Take me to see them someday, okay? I agreed. For a long while, the room fell silent. I suddenly remembered to ask her, "When did you recognize me?" Anna replied with a, "What do you think?" It was at first sight. I couldn't help but widen my eyes. Then why did you act like that? What do you mean, act like that? She eyebrow raised. She suddenly tiptoed and kissed my chin, catching me off guard. Like this? She seemed ready to kiss higher, but I quickly covered her lips. No kissing. We're considered siblings. Before I finished, I felt a warmth wetting my palm. I instinctively pulled my hand back. You creep! Why did you lick me? Anna's eyes dimmed. She quickly pinned my hands and then kissed me. She only let go when tears started to form in my eyes. Mark, I'm not a good person. From the moment I first saw you again, I never planned to treat you like a sibling. I said I liked you. Anna softly bit my lower lip and asked, her voice husky, "Do you feel anything for me now?" My pounding heart answered for me, but I had to tell her. Anna, I'm going to study abroad. I'm leaving next week. Anna paused, releasing her hand from my waist. In the days that followed, Anna and I didn't contact each other. I felt a mix of disappointment and regret, but mostly, I was excited about the new chapter ahead. Before leaving, I decided to visit my parents' graves. I stopped by a flower shop near school to pick up a bouquet of Mom's favorite Gerber daisies. As I passed through an alley, I suddenly heard quick footsteps, an arm wrapped, around me tightly from behind. I knew immediately who it was. "Chloe, are you crazy? Let me go." Chloe held me tight, her voice rough. "Mark, I miss you. I really miss you. I've completely ended things with Ryan. I won't be like this again. Please, forgive me. I promise to marry you. Wait for me. When I rise again, let's get married, okay?" I tuned out her chatter, seizing the moment. I shoved her hard. Chloe stumbled back a few steps and fell to the ground. I took a deep breath. "Crazy. Who wants to marry you?" Chloe was stunned. She'd never seen this side of me. I didn't want to tangle with her anymore, but the thought of her hug made me feel gross, like bugs crawling all over me. I picked up the flowers scattered on the ground and threw them at her head. "Don't bother to inform me if you make it big time. Scram!" I said, then turned away, and suddenly met eyes with a familiar, smiling face. Anna was standing nearby in the sunlight, holding a big bouquet of Gerber daisies. As Anna led me to her car, I instinctively turned my head back. Just as I was about to glance into the alley, she grabbed my chin and turned my face towards her. "She'll be fine. Stop looking." Anna's fingers were warm. I felt the warmth spread even to my heart. I tried to keep my cool and said, "I thought you weren't talking to me anymore." "Why would you think that?" Anna glanced at me. "You think I'd stop talking to you just because you're studying abroad? Do you think I'm that shallow?" I didn't respond, but my silence said it all. Anna ruffled my hair, chuckling. "Go ahead. It's not like I can't afford a plane ticket." I lowered my gaze, feeling a mix of emotions. "It's a long time. How long will you chase me?" Sensing my unease, Anna cupped my face, her tone serious. 100 tickets? 1,000 if I have to." She paused, considering. "Or maybe I'll just move the company to the UK." I couldn't help but laugh. "That's a bit drastic." Anna laughed too. After laughing, she pressed her forehead against mine, her voice husky. "Are you asking me to buy a ticket to chase you? Even if you don't want me to, I'd still do it." Anna's determination got to me. I held her face and kissed her on the cheek. She seemed surprised. "Does this mean you're letting me chase you? Or are you agreeing to be my boyfriend?" Just as I was about to respond, the car stopped at the cemetery. I picked up the flowers and walked toward my parents' resting place. Anna followed slowly behind, occasionally teasing, "Jackson, you agreed, right? You kissed me, so that means yes, right? I'll tell your parents later." Her chatter was too much. I couldn't take it anymore. I turned, held her face, and kissed her. The future can wait. At least for now, I didn't want to resist the feelings in my heart.